Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. And the Adidas Harden Volume 7 has been leaked. So shout out to Cassie Athena for the pictures, and also shout out to John JDM for sending it to me, and also all the Soul Squad for DMing it to me as well. So before we get into that though, we have some other leaks as well. So first of all, I mean, it's not really a leak, but we've seen Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Zoom Freak 4, and we have an on-foot picture of this pretty dope colorway. It's definitely growing on me a little bit, but I still don't like how it looks that much. I definitely feel like it looks better than the 3, but the 4, I don't know. And also I'm very curious as to what the tech is, especially the foam in the heel. Like, is that React or is that just the pattern that they put on? I don't know, but it does look like fish scales. And that swoosh, that reverse swoosh that's also acting as a lateral counter for lateral containment, is definitely growing on me a little bit, but still the material looks so crappy, right? So there is the Zoom Freak 4, and also we have some official pictures of the Nike Cosmic Unity 2, right? So we have this, it's like an off-white color, right? The entire shoe is that color besides the swoosh. We also have like a yellow color, a red colorway, and a navy blue colorway as well. The aesthetics are definitely growing on me, but it's still not my favorite. I feel like the first one definitely does look better. I'm also very curious as to what the tech is. The first shoe, the Cosmic Unity, just had a full-length zoom strobel unit, and also I believe it was like crater foam, which is like a combination foam of recycled foams that Nike was using, and it was very not nice. It was very stiff actually, so I wonder what type of foam they're using in the shoe as well. But there is the Cosmic Unity 2, and now let's get it started off with the Adidas Harden Volume 7. And holy crap guys, it looks amazing, and it has such good feedback from you guys as well. So I put this on Instagram. Like, I've been seeing some of the comments, and a lot of people actually like the shoe, including myself, right? So right when I saw it, I was like, yo, this actually looks really dope. It looks retro. It looks like an old school shoe, you know what I mean? It kind of looks like a combination of the Kobe Crazy 1 and also the Harden Volume 1, which definitely is a good thing. The Crazy 1 though, I mean, not the best looking shoe ever. But I don't know, the Harden Volume 7 blends both of these shoes together in my opinion and makes it look really cool. So as far as the traction pattern goes, this is pretty much the only picture we have of the traction, and it's kind of blurry, right? It's not the most detailed picture, so I can't really tell what the pattern is, but it looks to be some type of multi-directional, maybe like a herringbone traction pattern. But in the forefoot, it looks like a translucent part on the medial and lateral side of the shoe. And then also the purple part of the outsole looks semi-translucent as well. But we can see a midfoot shank plate, right? It looks like an X shape, very similar to the midfoot shank plates found in like the Crazy Explosives and all the older Adidas shoes, which of course is a good thing. There is a cutout, like a diamond shape in the middle of the outsole that's probably exposing the midfoot shank plate. And then in the heel, it looks like the D-Rose 1.5, or just like the old school D-Rose shoes with the 3 stripes in the heel. That looks awesome. And yeah, the traction, of course, I mean, Hardens have always had really nice traction. I guess besides the Harden Volume 5, the 1 was amazing, the 2 was really good, the 3 was amazing, the 4 was pretty good. I did pick up a good amount of dust though. The 5 was the 6 was top tier, and of course we'll have to see on the 7. But yeah, the outsole looks awesome. I love that heel design, and looking kind of like from the back of the shoe, it kind of extends up into this like plastic heel counter. It kind of comes up all the way into the heel and also cages the cushion. So as far as the cushioning setup goes, from like the lateral side or the side of the shoe, this angle, it looks very caged, right? And the Hardens have always been super crazy caged, besides like the Harden Volume 3, right here in the Harden Volume 1, very caged. Same thing here in the Harden Volume 6. So I guess it's no surprise. I feel like Harden just likes a very responsive cushioning setup, and he doesn't like to feel too like soft in his cushion, you know what I mean? So he doesn't feel maybe like unstable. So yeah, this looks like a pretty stiff cage. I mean, here in the Harden Volume 1, it was still like on the softer side of things, but here I feel like the 6 is a little bit softer than the 1, just a tiny bit, right? But yeah, on the lateral side, it looks like a plastic cage. It looks pretty damn stiff. And then there's also this gray part as well. That's probably part of the outsole, maybe extending up into the cage. And then in the heel area, we have like a very shiny like black plastic, but also it looks like you can kind of see through it as well. You can maybe see boost. It looks like a white foam, so I'm guessing it's full length boost again. But yeah, I'm hoping it is a softer type of strobe ball, right? So if you look at the Harden Volume 6, underneath the insole, there are some like holes inside of the strobe board, and it makes the strobe board kind of soft. So the step and comfort in the heel especially is actually very, very nice. And you can feel the boost right underneath your foot, which I really, really like. And the same thing here in the Harden Volume 1, just a tiny bit. It's just like a very small hole, and then the rest of the strobe board is super stiff. So I really like what they did here in the Harden Volume 6, but I keep mentioning the Li-Ning Wild 10. That strobe board is absolutely amazing with what they did. It's like a mesh strobe board. It's super soft, and step and comfort is actually amazing. So hopefully the Harden Volume 7 kind of incorporates that, but if they keep it like the Harden Volume 6, I won't be mad. It'll probably still be very soft, right? Court feel is probably going to be very, very good. I mean, Hardens are the gold standard for court feel. Hardens have always had really, really good court feel, so I'm not really worried about the Harden Volume 7. But the cage here in the heel, it looks like it's very, very stiff. Right, so I mean, like I mentioned before, the Harden Volume 6 cage is actually kind of soft, and there is a little bit of compression from the cage and like the actual midsole. And same thing with the Harden Volume 1, right? But the 7 looks very stiff, so hopefully it doesn't feel too clunky or anything. But yeah, and also if you look at the medial side looks like it's you see that little sliver of boost that's exposed on the medial side. Cool, nice, thank you for that, I guess. I'm speculating it's just full length boost. I mean, Hardens have always had full length boost. The only shoe that hasn't had full length boost is the Harden Volume 4, and that shoe had light strike, right? And now moving on to the material. So in the forefoot, is that a shroud? Does it go over the material like here in the Harden Volume 1? I wonder. But here in the Harden Volume 1, it was more like an asymmetrical shroud, right? It kind of like slanted. But here in the Harden Volume 6, it seems to go just straight across, which is a different design, but it still looks very similar to the Harden Volume 1 shroud. And as far as the material choice, it looks like a suede material, and it does look very thin. But also, if you look at the material on like the midfoot area, it looks like a jacket material. You know what I mean? And there's more than 3 stripes. There's like 4 stripes, which is kind of weird, but I guess I don't know, right? And also, it looks very thick. You know what I mean? And it seems like it'll be very hot, so hopefully the ventilation isn't too bad. I mean, ventilation is gonna be bad. There's not gonna be any type of airflow through this material, but hopefully it's not too hot. But also there seems to be another knit material, it looks like a one booty upper as well, like underneath this like cloth material. Like if you look at this gray part, it looks like a very stretchy knit, which I like. You can see the laces there as well. And then here in the ankle area, it looks to be a double layered material as well. It reminds me of like the Why Not 0.2, but it's more like an Achilles pad in the back of the heel. It doesn't look very foamy though. Hopefully there are Achilles pillows. Remember in the Harden Volume 5 and 6 with the crazy Achilles pillows, there were 6 here in the Harden Volume 6. So hopefully there are Achilles pillows here in the Harden Volume 7. But yeah, I mean, it looks awesome, but I'm a little worried about the shoe feeling a little bulky. You know what I mean? Like the Harden Volume 6, I guess like as far as bulkiness goes and how light the shoe is, the Hardens have never been the best. You know what I mean? The only light shoe in his entire signature shoe line is the Harden Volume 3. No, the Harden Volume 4 actually. The Harden Volume 3 also wasn't like super light. It was more like 13.5 ounces. The Harden Volume 4 was the lightest, especially with the light strike. But the one is like pretty stiff and like not super light either. I mean, if I remember correctly, it's like 13 point something ounces, 14? Yeah, 13.69 ounces. Same thing with the Harden Volume 2. That shoe was super heavy. The 5 was super heavy. The Harden Volume 6 also is super heavy. 15.17 ounces, right? So the Harden Volume 7 is probably gonna be around 15 ounces, I'm guessing, just because of all that plastic, all that caging, and also the material looks pretty thick. But it looks awesome. I love the way the shoe looks. It blends kind of like the modern design with like a retro vibe, you know what I mean? It looks like an old school Adidas shoe. So the Harden Volume 6 hopefully is coming out soon. Tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. And also, Cassie Athena took some pictures of Steph Curry. He was practicing and she blurred out the shoes that he was wearing in practice, and it's probably the Curry 10. So I'm very jealous. I'm very curious as to what the Curry 10 is gonna look like. Are they reusing flow, and are we just gonna get the same exact thing as the Curry 8 and 9, or is it gonna be different? I'm very curious. But anyways, tell us your thoughts on the Harden Volume 7. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.